We read articles warning about the dependency on the military and federal spending. These articles advising us to diversify the economy. But for a long time we've talked about it, but we haven't made significant contributions to that effort. And we've been following that dependency on federal spending. About 10 years ago, right after 9/11, and it's kind of ironic that we now locate and eliminate Osama bin Laden. But in that time frame between 9/11 and today, the federal spending in Hampton Roads has almost doubled. 70% of the growth that we have enjoyed, and I say enjoyed, came from military and federal spending. I can't imagine that continuing. I obviously can't imagine it doubling. I can't imagine it staying level with the deficit, with the national debt north of $14 trillion, with the Secretary of Defense talking about significant cuts in military and federal spending, with the House and the Senate talking about significant reductions in spending. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a message there for us. Can you imagine a carrier leaving, or one or two carriers, or maybe even three carriers leaving Hampton Roads, and the economic impact that would have? And we saw, when we were talking about aviation here, a lot of the aviation work is being done with drones, unmanned flights. So can you imagine reductions in aircraft at Oceana and at Langley? There's a message here, and that is we have to diversify our economy. And there was a meeting on the peninsula recently where they asked, when will we recover from this recession? And I would submit to you that when we recover is not nearly as important as how we recover. And we need to, and that how is all about what this meeting is today, and about the innovation and the technology and using those assets that we have in the region. As President John F. Kennedy told Congress about 50 years ago this month, these are extraordinary times and we face extraordinary challenges, he said. And I'd submit to you that these are extraordinary times in Hampton Roads, and we face extraordinary challenges. This quote from President Kennedy came from his space race speech, and he laid out the goal for the United States to place a man on the moon, to bring him back to Earth safely within the decade. And in that speech included a challenge. And he says, it will not be one man going to the moon, it will be an entire nation. For all of us must work together to put him there. And I would submit to you that it will not be one company, nor one person, nor one locality to diversify our economy, but it will take the entire region. All of us must work together to do it. Now is our man on the moon moment, if you will, our aha moment, if you will. We have a strategy, we have a blueprint, we have this vision to follow, but it would take every one of us to make it happen. Let's change that paradigm of dependency into one of innovation. Let's employ our technology, ignite our entrepreneurs, and align our assets to accomplish the goals and objectives of the region. Each of you is up to this extraordinary challenge. The grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is greener where it's watered and fertilized. At Hampton Roads, let's do some economic gardening. Let's water and fertilize the assets of our region. We'll grow our own, and yes, we do have what the world needs. Let's take our destiny in our own hands. Let's become innovators, people with the abilities and the skills to think ahead of the curve, to delight customers, to motivate colleagues, to slash costs, to achieve unconventional results. Improve your own job. Make your product cheaper, better, faster. Make the commitment to align our region, to diversify our region, and to make our region more competitive. My favorite line from Robert Frost is, two roads diverge into the wood. I took the one less traveled by, and I have been all the better for it. Hampton Roads can take that road less traveled by, and we will be all the better for it. Let's all go out and innovate. Thank you very much for coming, and I encourage you to visit the tables and the booths before you leave. Thanks for coming.